My name is James Reynolds, and I'm proud to say I'm running for the National Party in the current general election for the Longford Westmeath constituency, and I live in just outside Ballinalea in County Longford. My campaign is going exceedingly well. I'm getting very positive response on the doors, and we have covered most of County Longford at this stage. Most towns like Granard, Edgeworthstown, Longford, Lanesborough, and we're intending now to canvass Ballymahon this evening. And I have campaign teams canvassing for me on my behalf in Westmeath as well, in Mullingar and in Athlone, and in rural towns like Moate and Kilbeggan as well in Westmeath. So the response has been tremendous, and people are very receptive. What I've noted is that there is a striking resentment of the current government. There is a lot of anger with Leo Varadkar, a lot of anger with the Fine Gael party. And of course, that they wouldn't be in a position to continue the wreckage that they inherited from Fianna Fáil if they themselves weren't propped up by Fianna Fáil by means of confidence and supply for the last 4 years. So we have a kind of a phony war between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, pretending to be opposed to each other when they're essentially two sides of the same coin with similar policies. And I'm hearing that, and I think most people understand that now. Regardless of what way they vote in the election, they understand that there is Tweedledum, Tweedledee tennis ball politics between the two parties that have betrayed this country and that have brought this country to the brink of disaster. I ran into the Leo Varadkar in Edgeworthstown. I didn't get an opportunity to say exactly what I wanted to say to him because his handlers, including my neighbour, the Fine Gael candidate, Councillor Micheál Carrigy, rushed him into the Enterprise Centre in Edgeworthstown, which is the former Ulster Bank branch in that town. But I did get to say to him that he had a brass neck on him to come to a town like Edgeworthstown and small towns like Edgeworthstown and Longford that have been ravaged by mass immigration and ruined by the population replacement programme that has been really worsened and exacerbated under this current government, which of course began under Fianna Fáil's reign since 2004. The timing of the election was called in a panic by Leo Varadkar because essentially he's seen the writing on the wall. He was even the corrupt Dáil Éireann was going to vote no confidence in his Minister for Abortion, Simon Harris, who also presides over the trolley crisis in our hospitals, which has brought our health system to the status of a third world system at this stage. Yes, this election was called in panic because Fine Gael thought that they might be able to take advantage of the aversion of a crash-out Brexit because of the withdrawal agreement between the EU and UK being passed before Christmas. And of course, Leo Varadkar may have thought that he was another Boris Johnson, and he's seen the success of Boris Johnson when he held a snap election in the UK. But he's no Boris Johnson, and this is not Britain. This is Ireland. And Leo Varadkar and his government have a track record of disaster. They have a track record of wreckage. They have a track record of having ruined rural Ireland, having ruined this country, and the Fine Gael party's slogan in the last election, 2016, was keeping the recovery going. I would suggest that the only recovery that Fine Gael has brought in this country is recovery for the banks that broke this country, recovery for international finance parasites that have gained at the expense of the Irish taxpayers when 64 billion was added to the national debt to bail out the banks, which should have been allowed to go because of their reckless lending policy that together with Fianna Fáil crashed the economy back in 2010. Well, there are a few main issues in this election. Top of the agenda, and I'm getting it on the doors, especially in towns ravaged by mass immigration like Edwardstown and like Granard and like Longford Town, is the issue of mass immigration. The idea that Irish people are being come second in their own country, that Irish people are being replaced by foreigners in their own country, that we have 10,000 Irish people homeless in weather like this, lying and sleeping in sleeping bags on the streets, and we're giving free houses to people from abroad that are coming in here and taking advantage of our loose social welfare system, and a housing system that gives precedence and priority to foreign nationals over our own people.